Now then, people, good morning. Welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. This video was originally scheduled for past. I'm going to be joined by Locky in about 5-10 minutes. He is going to be coming on. But then, obviously, rather than wait, it was announced that Leeds United are closing in on their third summer signing, Sebastian Borneau. Now, if you remember, I did tell you to watch out for this name just the other day. I said it is a name you need to be aware of. A potential swap deal with Max Wöber, I was told. Obviously, that didn't... to be honest, someone said, actually, I think it might have been Tyler in the chat, said it's changed. It's not going to be a swap deal anymore. It's just going to be a straight buy. So Leeds United are closing in on their third summer signing. There it is. Tyler was the guy that said, do you remember we spoke about it, Tyler? So give some love to your boy, yeah? Give some love to your boy for that. Joe ITK, yeah? So big up. That's coming in. Another giant at the back. Should be done pretty quick. If there's a deal to be done, they will get it done. Backup centre-back, you would imagine. Text that Wöber slot. We can now get rid of Wöber as well. So that's a positive. Diamond. There's a deal getting done today, brother. Wolfsburg defender incoming, medical booked. Yes. I've just had a message off my source, actually, that sent me them details. He just sent me the little eye emoji. Legend, brother. So, yeah. I should have given it more oomph than I gave it at the time, and we could have claimed to be ITK, couldn't we? But it is what it is. I received that information. Big up to that lad that sent me that. No, we aren't Diamond. Relax. Exactly. Scout report on Sebastian Borneau needed. Going to be a few busy days. Said that to you, didn't I? Like, to be fair, the YEP did an article last week where they said it's going to be a quiet end to the week, but Leeds will pursue and push on with deals next week. It's the 1st of July now. 1st of July, tomorrow as well. So you would imagine, obviously, he comes over, does his medical signs tomorrow, maybe 1st of July, right? It's official then, isn't it? And that money can go on to next season's account booking. I think it's only about 6 million as well, next to nothing. You sell Wöber, probably pays for Borneau coming in. So happy days. Let me just... Sorry, I've just had me thumbnail sent over because I had to change it last minute. Because obviously Borneau is in the door. So I'm just changing that now. A nice little picture of me and Locky at the parade to go alongside it. So yeah, happy days with that. And then we'll talk about some other links as well. Caught you live at last morning all. Big up to you. Building a team full of mountains. Let's go. Yeah, he's not going to be... I don't think he'll be starting, but we lack depth. We know this. We lacked depth last season. Dubai will go out on low money. They've given him a new contract. Maybe they do see a future for him. I'm not so convinced. And Borneau comes in. So then you're looking at Strauch, Borneau, Rodon, and Biol stacked. Just Joe in the know, love that. Joe in his ITK, ram here for it. Tyler, good man. Borneau is good. You drunk? No, what a silly question. What's that about? Why would you think such a thing? This lad, a decent player, Joe. Then go back up. And how much you think for Wöber? 5? Yeah, well, you would hope roughly around about 5, wouldn't you? You would hope that. Hasn't played much in the last 2 years. Yeah. Is there any news on Elvedi? No. We were linked with him in January. Yeah, it doesn't. So what you have to do, Thomas, this is what I tend to do. When you see names like this, I think you have to qualify them. How do we qualify them? Now, I'll speak about certain rumours when there's no news to speak about. Yeah. But there are certain rumours you go, okay, has this actually got legs? Well, how can we check it's got legs? Has it been picked up by any of the key journalists and not just being put on an aggregator page? Like sometimes there's a writer by the name of Kyle Newbold. Obviously, this isn't no shots, by the way, but his job at the YEP is to get all the mad links, put them in one thing. Boom, that's the aggregator stuff. If it's coming from Graham Smith, Joe Donahue, Baron Cross. Because sometimes people see YEP or say it's in the YEP, but actually, no, it's just like the aggregator one. But if Elvedi was ever linked by a Graham Smith, a Joe Donahue, a Baron Cross, sometimes Isaac Johnson, then it's got depth and weight. If it's been linked by a Fabrizio Romano, it's got depth and weight. But some of the folks on Twitter are just not the ones. And then also these links that we get from, like, I genuinely think Italian and Turkey links, if they come from there, a lot of it's bullshit. So yeah. That said, still affiliate squad player, yeah. I'm personally less. Yeah, exactly. So 1 in, 1 out, isn't it? Rodon Biol Strouk Borneau is a good 4 Prem options. Agreed. I agree. Definitely. Funny enough, FB Ref has the closest player to him as Charlie Creswell. Joe, it was not at you, mate. Oh, right, okay. I thought you thought I'd come on drunk or something. I'm actually 38, or is it 30? 37 days clean and sober a day. Big up. Morning, Joe. Good to catch live this morning. Who's this German guy having a medical today? We'll have a look on some chat. Hi, Joe. Hope you well, mate. Greetings from a 40 degrees warm. It's 27 at the minute over here. It's boiling, mate. I was sat in the garden at 9:30 and had to come back in. Palace being kicked out of Europe. Bosh. Is that actually true? I don't want that. I want them to stay in Europe. I want him to stay in Europe. Yeah, he's definitely a rotation option, isn't he? Definitely a rotation option. I would say that. But we need that, right? We definitely need options for Leeds United to. We need depth and weight. We need depth and weight. Report transfers in pounds sterling. This isn't Ireland. 6 million euros as well, right? So let's go. Euros converted to pounds is roughly around about 5 million, folks, which isn't too bad at all, is it? For a player who improves the level of the squad, right? What position is Smith's? Right back, left back, right wing, left wing. He's a modern day Stuart Dallas. I'm not sure. We'll see when he comes in. We'll see when he comes in. I know when I put it in our group chat the other day, I do think, if I have a look, see if I can find what Andrea had to say on it at the time. 1 second. 1 sec, folks. I can't find it. Where is it? Yeah, I've definitely put it in there. I'll just put a picture of me Air Jordans in showing the lads and that. Where is it? No, it wasn't there. 1 sec. Yes, Sunderland, Renildo. Oh, there we go. Yeah, decent, fast, tall, and physical. He said fast. So he's pacey, he's tall, and physically very capable. We can have a look at his deets on FB Ref as well while we're on. How do I pronounce his name? How do I spell his name more so should I say? Sorry. Borneau. Would you reckon it's Borneau? Borneau? Sebastian Borneau. Wow. For non-penalty G's, he's in the top 1%. Aerial duels won and stuff. That'll be due to games played, though. But yeah. So in terms of statistically, who he's most comparative to is actually Charlie Creswell at Toulouse, Milenkovic at Forest, Harry Maguire at Manchester United. You can see the type of centre-backs that we're going for, right? That'll be Biol and Borneau that are just absolute bang animals in the air. That's what we want. Yeah, his aerials one on FB Ref is mental. Could here's something. Could Joe Rodon's place be up for grabs? Could we be looking at a centre-back partnership of Biol and Borneau? Borneau? Maybe. Never know, do you? He can also play right back too. That's important then. That's good. They've only postponed the assessment. Leon have agreed to be excluded from... right. Okay, no worries. Just joined. Does anything happen? Yes. Signing number 3 en route. So I'll read through the article. Leeds United are closing in on the €6 million signing of second new centre-half amid expectations that a current defender will depart, which, of course, will be Maximilian Voba. The YEP understands that the Belgian international Sebastian Borneau is close to finalising a move to Elland Road with his medical plan to take part at 4 parts today. Jet washers assemble. The centre-half has a year remaining on his contract at Wolfsburg, from where Leeds also signed Lucas Mecha. You might see a world in which Voba goes to them, might you? Instead of it actually being a swap deal, they might have had a conversation around FFP where it works better this way. So we might see Voba go the other way for a similar sort of price maybe, and then it's like both broke even. That's what they might do. Leeds will pay an initial fee of €6 million and have lined up a 4-year contract. A right-footed central defender, Borneau began his professional career with Anderlecht as a 19-year-old before a move to German side Cologne. In 2021, he moved to Wolfsburg. He has 140 Bundesliga appearances to his name and 11 league goals, along with a trio of Champions League experience, bringing in vastly experienced players in a top division in Germany with European experience as well. Whites are expecting one of their current defenders to depart, Max Voba, one of those who exercised a loan exit clause, suffered an injury hit season. I don't think he really wanted to play, and barely featured in the title-winning campaign. Leeds are anticipating a permanent exit for the Austrian this summer. Leeds remain in the market for at least one left-back and could look to bolster Farke's options at right-back. Lille's Swedish international Gudmundsson is one of those high up on Leeds' list of potential left-backs. I think that deal gets done for Gudmundsson. Last week, he addressed the possibility of a move to Whites and his ambition to play in the Premier League. He was well on board with it. Over the weekend, one of Leeds' midfield targets went to Sunderland, Diarra. Leeds did bid for 22 million, but Strasbourg held out for more, and the Whites refused to go above the valuation for the player. Don't believe the news that apparently we matched their bid. It's bullshit. So this week, Borneau and Gudmundsson. I think this week we see Borneau and Gudmundsson. But let's get Locky's initial thoughts to the signing of Borneau. Here he is. Big up, my man. You well?
Yeah. 1 minute. I don't know why my camera's blurry. Give me 1 second, mate.
It's fine.
I've just seen that. That is a nightmare. 1 minute.
Don't worry, bro. There we go. We'll pop him back out. He's going to be back in a sec. Look at me. We're west on that. Do you know what, right? I've lost half a stone. Normally, this would be out there. But it's actually all right. I've lost half a stone, so I can get away with wearing it and not having to suck in when I stand up. Get up the half a stone loss. Oosh. So I'm going to get down where my belly's gone and then gwis, 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 gwis. Potentially, mate. That's what I mean when we talk about one left back. Schmidt could be used there, right? Overhauling the squad with physicality is a must, definitely. Was class on FM for me. All I can say, don't love his injury record. However, let's have a look at that. Transfer marked. Barney. Where do you go for injury now? Is it stats? Let's have a look. It's just loading. Stats, is it? Yeah, injury history. Most games he's missed, though, is 13. Last season, though, he had a lot. So he had flu. He can't be out that. That was out for 11 days. He had a muscle injury, 42 days. Bone edema, 28 days. Foot injury, 41 days. So the majority of his injuries have come last season, 24-25, which is quite interesting. Before that, it was like thigh problem, 11 days. Then 2 years of bruised back problems. Ooh. He might have had a few injuries, actually, then with similar sort of Yeah, so if you go back 16, 17, all the way up to 23, 24, 1 injury a season. Last season he had 4 injuries. Spent 122 days out, so that's a bit of a worry. True, Jack. Right, Locky, you're back.
Hello.
Are you well?
I'm good, man. It's warm, isn't it?
Oh, so warm, bro. That's why I've got the guns out, mate. It's so warm. I was sat in the garden at 9:30, like, how is it like this at 9:30 in the morning?
It's madness, man. It's the same heat. At 4 a.m., 9 a.m. It's just the same. It don't change, does it? It's horrible.
Yeah. I had a lot of broken sleep last night because of the heat. I won't lie. Yeah. It's brutal. But we can't complain, man, because I hate rain, me. So.
Oh, no, I like it. I'd just rather be out. Yeah.
Oh, you like the sun? I thought you meant the rain.
Yeah. It's not inside.
Yeah, I hear you. Sebastian Borneau, then, we spoke about it just briefly in chat the other day when I was told that it could happen. What do you make, mate? Good signing?
Apparently, look, I don't know too much about him. He's not played much this season, so I haven't had a chance to watch him. I'll probably try to do that a bit later on. But yeah, it seems from what I can gather that he's a pretty decent player, pretty good, solid physical profile. So that's what we need.
Andrea said he was quite pacey as well.
Yeah, well, if Andrea says he's pacey, I'll back him. You know, he took stick for saying be all slow. So if he says one's quick, I guess that balances it, doesn't it? So yeah.
What do you make to him being right-footed, pal? Is it competition for Joe? Is it a new back three? What's the deal? Could we see Biol and Borneau, or will it be Biol and Road on? Do you reckon?
Yeah,
or a back three.
I think he'd be a backup. To be fair.
Yeah,
or he'd definitely start as a backup. I think. I do like Rodon and Biol. I think they complement each other quite well. So the back three things are very interesting. To be fair, we've never done it. I mean, we do it in terms of build up, but you know, as a base formation, we don't really do it. With actual 3 centre backs, we should put a midfielder in there, don't we? So it's interesting, but yeah, they're all right footed. There's no left footers in there apart from Strout. So I feel like if we were going for a back three, we would have bought another left footed to go in for Strout. But because you kind of need balance with a back three, don't you? You can't have all the right footers. So yeah, but we saw it in pre-season last year. I thought it looked pretty good, and then we kind of just didn't see it after that. So you never know. But even if we do a back three, I still think we'd probably need another centre back, wouldn't we? To be fair, because we don't have many for a back three. So. But all big lads
now, though, you're stacked, aren't you? You're good. And they're all of a sufficient level.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. Good level, all tall, aerially dominant. You can tell what we're going for, 100%. So winning them first balls, winning set pieces, which is good. We needed that. We were all in that last year, didn't we? That's where we struggled at times.
100%.
So we'll be winning them first headers.
That's what,
hopefully not conceding from set pieces, which for a newly promoted team, these little kind of gains are massive, aren't they? So yeah, I'm good with it.
Stevens hit the nail on the head, and he says the 49ers said they've spent 12 months looking at all the stats that impacted the relegated teams and the profile of players, which would help us avoid that same mistake. And you can see that with the physical specimens that we're bringing in, those that are good in the air, because they know them little increment gains, like you mentioned, set pieces, for example, are going to be massive. One thing I'll say for that time under Bielsa, we were shy at set pieces, mate. I remember conceding like 3 goals in one game against West Ham. Souček every time, bang, just walk through the fence. We were so bad at them. Whereas, you know, if you brought me Nick Pope and you've got Biol, you've got these lads, like, bang, I don't see how we concede from them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on. So, yeah, look, it might not be scintillating at times, but it's what you've got to do to stay in the division, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was scary, that on the Bielsa one. Every single set piece was like, oh, no.
I remember saying it on like post matches. Every time we get a set piece, just put the ball on the centre circle and say goal, and we'll go again. You know what I mean? It was bad, man. It was so bad.
It was bad, and I always say this, but look at the teams that win leagues, and they're always the best in set pieces. Always, usually top 3. They're up there. City every year, they play beautiful football, but they're always the best for set pieces. Liverpool as well are always up there. So it's a huge thing for survival. And it's a huge thing to get points. And hopefully we focus a lot on it, because not only can it stop us conceding goals, but we might be terrible, mate. We might be getting battered. You get one. We've seen it in Championship against us.
Yeah.
They get one corner and suddenly it's like, oh, goal,
exactly.
right. Now it's a different game. So we're that team now. When it's not going our way, that's going to be important. So, yeah, I like that. I know people are getting frustrated because we're not bringing in glamour, but that'll come. We're getting solid foundations, aren't we? And Bjorn, but is it Borneau?
Borneau, I've said Borneau. I'm not sure, man.
I've heard two different things from online, so I have no idea. It's made it even worse, but they're both aerially dominant and big and strong. So that's we need to be difficult to play against, don't we? We need to be difficult. We need to be mean. We need to be horrible. And bringing in big lads that's, Llorente and Koch, they might have been fancy on the ball, but were they scary to play against?
Weak as piss, mate. Weak as piss.
Exactly. These guys look like they're a bit road on as well.
One or Tash, for God's sake.
He's doing really well in Germany, which is
I know.
mental, isn't it? Difference in league, that's the thing. So
yeah,
man. It's 6 caps for Belgium as well.
Yeah,
don't mind it. Just the injuries that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I know. Well, 4 in the last year. It's not great. They're not worrying injuries, I don't think. But even still, it's like for them to all happen in the last year, it's a bit.
I googled one. He had bone marrow edema.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Now, I had a look at that. Now that comes from either overplaying or over injury, and basically your fluids in your knee or wherever swell up,
right?
And it can be an early sign of arthritis. Hopefully, it's not that, but it's not a.
It's not a. Look to sign an arthritic centre back.
It's not a great injury to have, to be fair.
No,
but apart from that, they all seem quite like, it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully,
and what I'll say, mate, for our manager and his fitness regime, our lads last season were fit as fiddles, man. And also they were able to come back from injuries very well. Like if you compare, Rob Price, was that his name, Rob Price? It was, wasn't it? The doctor guy. I wasn't convinced. He was there one season. We had the Strauch fiasco. He then goes. Then last season, you think about it, we didn't really have any long-term injury concerns, and when they came back, they were fully fighting fit. So,
well, Solomon is a big example of that.
100%.
I mean, Bogle,
like 2 years. Bogle as well.
Yeah. The only one we didn't fix was Strauch, who seems to have one long injury a season. Done it, so that's annoying. But even like Firpo, terrible injury record in the Prem, pretty decent. Had one small period. Even Rothwell, I believe, had a bit of an injury record for a few years. There is a few, and fairly solid. We never really had a big. There was one point, obviously, in midfield where they were Ampadu and Gruev, which is unfortunate. It's a knee injury. That's the only time really I can think where I went, oh no.
Ampadu came back well ahead of schedule. Do you remember?
Twice as well. Yeah, twice. We were told, what was it, around February? Came back around, what was it, November? I can't remember. Yeah. And then we were told end of season, and he came back like 4 weeks later.
Yeah,
mental, innit? It's good. It's good though. We're clearly investing a lot into that, the medical side of it, and a lot of teams are, because it is important, longevity and getting people back quicker from injury. So it's good to see, because again, in the Prem, if we lose one big player, that could be devastating. So it's important that we can get everyone back quick.
Yeah, no, exactly. Sorry, I'm just quickly reading.
How much is it, Joe? I haven't actually seen the tweet.
€6 million, so it's about 5 million, mate.
About 5.
Yeah.
Too bad that, to be fair. Pretty decent. Yeah. So that's 20. That's about 20 million, and that's our centre backs started for 20 million. That's pretty good. That, to be fair, in the Premier League.
I'm just I'm just reading there because
that's all right.
Basically, Adam Pope saying they've spoke to German police, and German police have said some game spectators could have been there. You need to speak to League or Leeds United, which, look, I don't think there's a big issue here. Like, you get in Ireland, you get in the game against Manchester United. Farke clearly likes to have a close-knit pre-season with just his players. Now, some stadiums, so the police have said, for example, a game against Rostock, where as far as I know, spectators would have been allowed. But yeah, so look, if the club want to make a decision to do friendlies behind closed doors because they feel it's best for the squad to prepare them for the league, then I'm okay with that as well, man.
It's one of them where I know we don't really go, do we, Joe? So
No,
for
I
us,
can't really comment. Fairs.
But it's like, imagine you love that, and I know a lot of people do, and it looks mint, to be fair, when you get to see the players and all that. But imagine, you planned it and you thought, right, we're going to get a few games in Germany, and then usual. But you are right, there is alternatives. A great game against AC Milan, and it was with one as well. There's a few of us in there. Obviously in Sweden against, is it Sweden? Yeah, Man United.
Yeah, Man United. Yeah.
I mean, that's excellent. It is. Do you know what? A lot of managers do this. They just don't know about it. The fans. This is the difference. We've found out, or we know about this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of camps. There's not just one camp in pre-season. There's ones where the fans are there. There's ones where I remember in the Bielsa we had I remember it was a friendly against a team from the Middle East about a week before season, something like that. It was our last one, and it weren't televised, and we lost it. And I remember everyone saying Ben White was terrible. He looked like a mess. And then everyone going, oh, no, this Ben White's meant to be bad. And then he was outstanding. So, yeah, that was obviously when Ben White was in the Championship. So it happens, we'll still see the highlights or maybe even the full game, I'm assuming, like we did last year. But, yeah, it's whatever. I'm personally not bothered, but I understand why people that do it every year probably are a bit annoyed. But I'm not. I'm not that bothered.
Just seen this, Manji. So Villa have bid 20 million for Gabi Sahara, but that team in Turkey are holding out for 40. So he could be on his way to the Premier League. Gabi Sahara, good player, of course. In the article on the YEP as well, Locky, it mentioned that we will push on for Goodmanson. It would seem that he wants to move, Leeds want to move. It seems like a pretty easy deal to get done. Do you know much on Gabriel Goodmanson?
Yeah, I've been watching since the original links. Right. He's interesting, mate. He's interesting. He never really, and this is just my opinion. People might have a different view. They might watch different games where it's different. Like that's the key thing. I've not watched loads. Probably 2 or 3 full games now with Lille. He doesn't stand out to me, which isn't a bad thing. He don't. I'm not watching him going,
wow.
Oh, this. Yeah. But when I first watched it, I watched him for another player, and he never stood out in that game. But he didn't stand out as someone that was bad, or he just kind of does his job. I do think he's quite effective in the final third. He's good at finding attacking positions. I didn't really see a situation where he got beat badly or badly out of position. He just kind of did his job, and I think that's kind of what we need. I know people online have been profiling him like as this ultra attacking. I've not personally seen that. That's just what I've seen, though. He's quite balanced. He's quite good in build-up. He's quite good on the ball, but not someone that's going to necessarily go crazy from what I've seen. I think that's in his numbers as well. He's not got loads of G&A, has he? So I'd like it. I like that. I don't want someone that's going to be... I think we just need solid fullbacks this year. We've got Bogle, who we know can bomb on. He's definitely, in my opinion, not as adventurous as Bogle with the ball. I think he's more of a deep crosser. He likes to get crosses in the box.
Do you think we need that, though, in the Premier League? I would say we do, right?
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. I'm not annoyed by that.
Yeah.
If I'd have watched him and he'd been this amazing attacking threat that's part of every build-up, playing in the 10, I'd be a bit like, oh,
yeah,
it
not
seems like he's, yeah, a bit of a worry, that, isn't it? Especially for
you
us.
need your left back to left back, considering how good the right wingers are in the Premier League, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
do you know what I mean?
It weren't. Yeah, he looked like he could kind of just fit into a system, do his job. If you need me to attack, I can attack. If you need me to sit back, I can sit back. If that makes sense.
Is he a better defender than Junior Firpo? Is the main point.
I think positionally, yeah. I've not seen much of him one-on-one. There weren't much one-on-ones in the games, but positionally kind of looked fairly solid. He looked quite close to centre-backs when we were defending. I don't think he'll be perfect, but again, we're not going to get a perfect player. We're not in the markets, but it's one I'm intrigued with because I want to see what he can do. So, yeah, a sensible signing, I think I'd say it would be.
With signings like Goodmanson, probably not going to cost the world. We've seen Borneau come in. We've got the signing of Mecha. These are all relatively even be all you would say we got for a snip at 15.
Very good.
you're hoping they're going to go big on this striker and stuff, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be money sloshing about for that. I expect as well, 1st of July, we see outgoings from a Leeds perspective. It wouldn't surprise me if I was thinking, mate, maybe not in a swap deal, but Volber goes the other way to Wolfsburg for a similar sort of price. So you break even. And then we've got all the youth, haven't we, mate? And then, like you say, maybe there's enough money to splash out on Muniz, for example.
It's I was saying before, Joe, like 20 million for our centre back partnership, pretty decent.
Yeah,
to be fair. And it's not like you're looking at these players going, nah. You're looking at them going, oh, actually, they're pretty decent deals. You know, we're not spending 40, 50 million. You're not spending 20 million on each one. It's 15 and 5. And that's over the period of the contract as well for Biol in it. So from that perspective, that's very good business as well. Mecha is good. We know what it'll be. We know what his role will be. But he's one of them, mate, where if he can stay fit and actually get his form back, he'll be a proper asset for us.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, I'm not writing Moss saying he's going to be a squad player. He'll play a little bit. If he's fit, he'll be up there. He will, because he's a really physical player and he's good on the ball.
We beat Burnley to his signature as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's not as if he's like no one wanted him and we were like, oh, we'll take you. You know, we competed for his signature.
He's a
right.
Say he's an interesting player. When he plays, he's good. He looks really good. He just doesn't. He's not a massive goal threat. I think we all know that from his record. He isn't. But you know what I was saying about before, the outlet, having a player that can hold the ball up, run with it, win fouls, be a bit aggressive. Yeah, he's definitely that. So I'm actually quite interested to watch him, you know, in pre-season, see what he's about.
Yeah, I'm just Kyle Newbold at the YP's crunched the numbers. So according to FB Ref, which when you look at FB Ref, man, he's got so many greens. He won a whopping 4.11 aerial duels per 90 minutes, which places him in the top 1% of centre-backs across Europe's top 5 leagues for that particular metric. So for reference, Biol won 3.31. Strauch and Road on about 3.6. So, he's up there with the top 20% of centre-backs for interceptions and blocks. So, again, you can just see the kind of profile that we're looking at, aren't we? Defenders that like to defend. And he's actually statistically very similar to Creswell and to Harry Maguire. Those are the likes. I did see this yesterday, Donny Keys. I don't believe it, mate. And the reason I don't believe it is he's at Real Madrid Castilla. He's younger than Joseph. I don't understand it. I think it's bullshit, mate. If you want my honest opinion. Yeah, no, he scored 25 goals for Real Madrid Castilla. I spoke about it briefly. The links are from Turkey. I just don't see it, mate, because why would Leeds United maybe look to move on a Joseph and then bring in someone who's younger, similar, probably, similar type of player? So, yeah, I'm not...
No, yeah, we're going to... Like you said earlier, Joe, about striker, like, you know, we've got we think we've got our defensive business done now.
Yeah, you would think so. We just need a left back, don't we?
Yeah, get a left back.
About Schmidt, you know, Schmidt did say on international duty, they have a plan for me, you know, they have a future. Yeah. It's not as if I'm not going to be playing. And then we did start to see him play towards the back end. Maybe this, you know, he drops back. He's another option that can play right back or left back, right?
He's one actually... like Metro, where I'm actually interested to watch pre-season, see what he's like. I think it'd be good for him to get pre-season in with us. I think he needed that. Yeah. You know, to really... He said this in an interview when he moved to St. Gallen before he came to Leeds. He almost gave up football because it took him too long to acclimatise. So maybe he's had a little bit of that coming to a new country. So hopefully we get to see a bit of him, because I like him, I think he's a very good player, very technical as well. But we've got him, the defence looks pretty good. Get a left back. Ideally, you'd want another one, but we know we can't do it all in one window, can we?
Nah.
But then we're looking at spending big, in my opinion, on the 8, but not too big, as we know. Yeah. The striker 100%, because I've tried, man. It's hard. I know we did the video the other day. It's hard. It's so hard.
And we still want a 10, don't we? I think.
Yep. 100%. 100% of 10. Another one's probably quite difficult. I also want a winger, mate. Solomon gone. It's not. No one's talking about a winger. I want a winger.
Me and Jack were talking about Harrison yesterday. Could you see a world in which he stays?
I can see a world in which he does stay. My thing is with Harrison, it's not him, it's what I want. I don't want a profile of. I want a guy that's
going to take people out,
crazy stuff.
People out of the game. Yeah.
100%. So it's I think every squad likes a player like Harrison. I think every manager likes a player like Harrison. But I think we've got players like. I think we need someone that's just proper good. But we'll see. We've lost Solomon. You know what I mean? We've lost what he brings. We need someone to.
Agreed, mate. Agreed. It's going to be a busy week, though, Locky. I think, to be honest. Yeah, I think obviously Borneau, if he's coming for his medical today, 1st of July that'll be made official, and then I think we press on with Goodmanson, and then we'll have to wait and see if we're gonna make a move for Siddiqui. I think he's still pretty high up on the list. Is Noah Siddiqui?
What's your? I was going to ask you about the Diarra Siddiqui stuff. I saw you stream yesterday. You're not too bothered, are you? You're like,
no,
it's what it is.
No, it is what it is. Like, we weren't willing. Had the rumours been true that we were willing to match, and he still chose, I'd have been pissed a little bit. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Sunderland look. If Sunderland hadn't sold Bellingham, they wouldn't have paid for him. They promised their fans will reinvest that money, and that's what they did to get the deal over the line. You know, I've seen now reports of attitude and all this. I've seen it a few times. Apparently, Vieira said this when he was at Strasbourg, but I think it's all just copium at this stage. We'd have all been buzzing if he'd have signed. Look, he hasn't. He's gone Sunderland. Hopefully, he has a shit season, and we end up with Siddiqui and go, you know what? Sound.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Do you know much about Himat? Is it Himat, the Algerian from Angers? Have you seen him?
A little bit. Yeah. He's interested in because he was at a proper poor team and he was the main man, but he didn't get the ball. They didn't give him the ball a lot. He didn't have a role that he would have at Leeds, is what I'm saying. His role was relatively simple. He'd get the ball. He was their career. He was their everything. They were a great team. At Leeds, it's very different. He's a very big guy in terms of not saying he's overweight. He carries a lot. He's got wide shoulders. You can tell his legs. He's very strong. You know, some footballers have a big upper body, he's like big everywhere. He's massive. And he didn't do a lot of sprints, which is my worry in the Prem, especially for us. Okay. He's quite a guy. He'd amble around a bit. He'd get the ball, then he'd drive with it. I think he's very talented. 1v1 is a joke. He's very technical. Right. A leader as well. He's their captain. But I'm just a little bit worried about the kind of, I don't know, movability. What's it called? The getting around the pitch quickly, basically. But he's a good player, a very good player, and maybe he can adjust. But I don't know. I'm torn on him, to be fair. Right. But there's loads of options, man. Honestly, in the 8, there's loads of good players. So I'm not too bothered about Diarra, to be fair. There's a few in there.
I would like Siddiqui.
Yeah. He's different to Diarra, you know. He's more, from the games I've seen anyway, again, I've not watched every game he played. Watched about 3 or 4. But he's excellent defensively. Like, reads the game so well. Snuffs out everything. But he's not necessarily the most flashy player. He can do it, but it's not really been his role this season. He's kind of been a bit deeper, but he's one. I'd love him. I'd love him so much. But
I think I don't know about you, Locky, but the way this is shaping up, if we get recruitment right, we can so stay up this year. I think we're seeing what's happened at Brentford. And Buemo's gone. Norgard's gone. Well, and Buemo's not gone yet, but he is going. Norgard. They've just obviously brought in that Muppet from set piece coach to first manager. Maybe it goes well. It could do. West Ham haven't been able to spend yet. Now Tottenham have been linked today massively from Romano, Matt Law to Kudos. So they're going to be losing him. We don't know what's going on with Paqueta. Is he going to go back to Brazil with all this betting stuff? Bowen could be up for grabs. So they could be in trouble. I still think Wolves could be in trouble. So as long as we get recruitment right, and also, mate, we've got to factor in 8 teams in the Premier League are going to be in Europe. 8 teams, the most ever. That's going to have a bearing on results. Like once them European fixtures come out, I'm going, right, okay, who do we play on the Sunday after they've played in Europe on the Thursday? That's like, Forest play on the Thursday, then we've got them at home on the Sunday. Happy days. Do you know what I mean? Like there's the kind of games that you want to be looking at, because there's too much history and too many stats to back up the fact that if you're in Europe on a Thursday, you have a stinker on the weekend. It's there. You can check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's going to massively help, in our quest to stay up.
Yeah. Sorry, I just banged my table.
And you know what, as well? And I said this to my mate yesterday, who's a Man United fan, and this will sound crazy, but I need them to do well.
Yeah.
And the reason I need,
yes,
because they have to take points.
Spurs as well,
from Everton. They have to take points from Wolves. They have to take points from Brentford. They lose them games last year, which makes the gap bigger. So we need Tottenham, and I think Tottenham will be 10 times better. Man United apparently have inquired about Tony. He improves them massively. So, like, I know this is like vomit-inducing for a Leeds United fan to say, but we need Man United to do better.
Yeah,
because they're not going to get relegated. And listen, we can talk about their end to the season, but they turned it in. Same with Spurs, because they knew they weren't getting relegated because the gap was too big. Yeah. Whereas they need to be fighting for top 6. Because the mad thing is that Club World Cup as well. I don't know if you saw the tweet, but with Chelsea. Getting through to the quarters, they've already paid for Delap.
Mental.
It's mental.
How's this allowed?
So what's going to happen is clubs are going to really want to get in that competition now, bro.
Yeah.
Those at the top. If they make it to the final, it says that they'll be able to pay for Gittins and Delap.
Yeah. Mental. I think like I mean, it's not an idea because I know nothing, but I think the Club World Cup, as it's a Club World Cup, the club should represent the league. So if an English team wins the Club World Cup, they should get like the team that wins it should get the most, but it should be shared. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like representing the league kind of thing. But with I'm not a fan of it. To be fair, I've been watching the 21 tournament, so I've been enjoying that. So I've not really fingered it. But yeah, with like Brentford, there's a few in there. The key thing is, like you said, they're losing all these players. They will reinvest, but will they get it right? Will Brentford get the right players back in? Will the manager work? Will Wolves replace Kuna right? Will West Ham replace Kudos Bowen if he goes? That's it, isn't it? That's what we're hoping doesn't happen. And we kind of trust our recruitment team to get the right players, and again, it makes it not kind of like last year. I imagine the teams that came up they saw their recruitment and went, "Oh, what's the point?" But it makes you excited. You're like, we can actually stay up. There's actually a chance. Yeah. It'll still be really hard, but we can actually do it. And Sunderland are doing it like they're buying. They want to stay in this league as well. I don't really know I haven't seen much about Burnley, to be fair, but it's...
To be fair, I think Burnley have brought like 4 players in already.
Nice.
The left back. The left back from Ajax, was
it? Yeah. Good player. Good player, to be fair. From Feyenoord,
the new keeper. Or was it Feyenoord? The new keeper. Yeah. They've just brought in they brought in Twanzebe from Ipswich, which I'm not bothered about. They got him on a free. But then they've had to sign, listen to this, they've had to sign the defender, Bashir Humphreys from Chelsea. Yeah. They've had to sign Jan Fleming. They've had to sign Jadon Anthony. And they've had to sign Marcus Edwards. So they've already been tied into them 4 players. They had to sign them because they got promoted. And no disrespect, Jadon Anthony is not a Premier League winger. Bashir Humphreys, much of a muchness. Obviously, Marcus Edwards will do well. But Jan Fleming is not a Premier League player. No way is he a Premier League player.
This is it, man. Like, you look at our squad and there's not really weak links in terms of you look at that player and go, nah, no chance. Like even the wingers, like they've not done it. Ramazani, hopefully could do. Let's see. Maybe striker at the moment is the biggest question. As have we got a Premier League and obviously the 10. I was what you said earlier about beating teams that are in Europe. Like I want us to be that team. I want us to be that team that we've got Leeds next week. We might beat them, but if they turn up, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. We need a personality, don't we? Remember when we went down, we lost all of our personality. Yeah. The players just looked like they couldn't be bothered. They didn't want to be here. Yeah. We need to be horrible, man. I keep saying this. We need to be horrible to play against. Do you know what I mean? Just a nightmare. Definitely. Give ourselves a chance. Because if we're going on talent alone, look, we probably won't stay in the league. We need to be horrible. We need to have that personality, man. Elland Road needs to be horrible for everyone. So, man, I can't wait. I'm proper buzzing. I can't wait to be back.
Same. Not that long away now, either, really.
No,
soon. July tomorrow. More will be done. More will be done. Have you got anything exciting coming on this week, mate? I assume you're doing a Borneau deep dive now after this.
Yeah, I'll go watch a few games and then I'll probably try to release it in this evening. So keep an eye out for that, I guess.
Yeah,
that's about it. I haven't got much planned at the moment.
No worries, no worries. Well, folks, we'll leave it there for the day. Look, I'm expecting quite a busy few days for Leeds United, so keep your notifications on. If anything drops, I'll be live as per. Make sure you go check out Locky Leeds. His channel's in the description as well. So if you want any more on Borneau, get his notifications on there, because no doubt there'll be something dropping a little bit later on. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, folks. Signing number 3 en route, and I think we'll see some movement with Goodmanson as well. I think over the next few days. Anyway, folks, we'll leave it there. Thanks, Locky. Thanks everyone for watching. Peace out, folks.